Good morning, children. We are doing chapter 9, Reproduction in Animals. In last class, we have studied about the fertilization in human beings. We know that the fusion of sperm and ovum is called fertilization. And with the fusion of sperm and ovum, a new cell is formed. It is known as zygote. The zygote is the first cell of the new organism, and in the with the passage of time this cell only multiplies, form the embryo and then the fetus. So with the passage of time we will get a new organism with this zygote only. Okay, now when we are having the types of fertilization, it is external fertilization and internal fertilization. The fertilization which occurs outside the animal's body, we see it as the external fertilization. So animals who are living in or near ponds, they are having the external fertilization. During spring or rainy season, the frogs and toads move to ponds and slow moving streams. The male and female goes inside water. The female lays hundreds of eggs. Here in this figure, children, you can see the eggs of the female. Just this black, these are the eggs of the female. So female lays hundreds of eggs. These eggs are very delicate and they are not having any shell also. They are having only a layer of jelly like substance. Here this is the jelly like white substance which you are observing outside the shell. So a layer of a jelly like substance is present which holds them together and provide protection to them. Okay, the male ejects sperm directly on the cluster of these floating eggs. The sperms swim in water with the help of their long tail and fertilize the eggs. Okay, so here the fertilization is going on externally. Okay, in the water, not inside the body of the female organism, female. Okay, so that's why this type of fertilization is known as external fertilization. Okay, now when we have studied about the fertilization in human beings, they are mainly having the internal fertilization, but some women are unable to have babies because their fallopian tubes are blocked. So this women are not having babies because this fallopian tubes are blocked. Okay, so whatever ovary is releasing the egg, that egg is coming to the fallopian tube only, and here only sperm comes and the fusion occurs, fertilization occurs in the fallopian tube only or the oviduct only. So when the fallopian tube is only blocked, this will prevent the ova, the cell, to be fertilized. Okay, so this type of problem when any woman is having, they cannot have babies. So this problem is overcome through the test tube baby technology. So we are having a new technique, that is the test tube baby technology or in vitro fertilization. In other words, we say it as the in vitro fertilization, that is IVF. Okay, so it is the IVF technique. In this technique, freshly matured ova, so freshly matured egg is collected from the ovary of the female. Okay, so freshly matured ova is collected from the woman's ovary by a special syringe. So by a special syringe, the freshly matured ova is collected. Okay, and semen from the man is kept in an incubator. Okay, so it is kept in an incubator and the sperm fertilize the ova to form an embryo. So sperm only fertilizes the ova to form an embryo. This fertilization is going on inside a machine only. So here in the IVF technique, the fertilization is going on in the machine, and then the embryo which is formed, it is inserted in the woman's womb, where the embryo gets implanted and develops into baby. Okay, it means that after this there will be the normal, as the baby grows inside the mother's womb, the baby will grow and the normal delivery will be there. Okay, so but here the fertilization is external fertilization. Okay, so this technique was first started and introduced in humans in 1978. So this is the IVF technique. Clear? So now the next, it is the internal fertilization. So in birds, reptiles, mammals, the male deposit sperms inside the reproductive system of female and fertilization occurs. The zygote is formed inside the body of the female only. This type of fertilization that occurs inside the body of the female only, we say it as the internal fertilization. Okay. Now we will discuss about the viviparous and oviparous animals. In the viviparous animals, we know that when the fertilization is internal, there are different ways in which the fertilized egg develop into new organism. So we are having different ways by which the fertilized egg develop into new organism. Okay, so the animals that give birth to the young ones are called the viviparous animals. So the animals that are giving birth to the young ones, they are called the viviparous animals. Okay, humans, cow, dog, goat, tiger, all these and humans, they are, since we are beginning from the mammals only, that's why I have included here. So we all are viviparous basically. Okay, because the cow, goat, dog, tiger, they all give birth to the young one. Like them, the human also give birth to the young one. Okay, so that's why we also come under the category of the viviparous only. Okay, now, but the animals which lays eggs are called oviparous animals. So animals who are laying eggs are called oviparous animals. The birds lay fertilized egg and keep them warm by sitting on them. Okay, so birds are laying the fertilized egg and keep them warm by sitting on them. The chick comes out from the egg in the due course of time. Okay, the snakes and crocodile also lay fertilized egg which develop into young ones. So they are the oviparous. Okay, so the animals which are laying eggs are called the oviparous animals. Clear? Now you can see the oviparous. Just see crocodile, butterfly, this side, the frog and all, these are the oviparous. So they are laying eggs. Here the fish is also there. Okay, so these are the animals which are oviparous, and here the animals are there which are the viviparous. Okay, so these are the animals which are viviparous. You can see this one picture also. In the viviparous, the human being is also there, dog, cow. These are the viviparous. In the oviparous, we are having hen, crocodile, ostrich, and many more. Okay, so we have seen about the viviparous and the oviparous animals also. So children, please study carefully. Whatever doubts are there, you are welcome during the online classes. So thanks a lot to all of you.